Good morning. My name is Cheryl Hammond, and you may be seated. Thank you. My name is Cheryl Hammond, and I'm an associate professor in the College of Business. To students watching from the classrooms, dorms, home, apartments, and members of our senior class of 2021. And for those of you who can't see, we have a full gym with social distancing going on, right? Okay. Welcome to our annual fall convocation. We are delighted that you're here. It looks a little different this year, doesn't it? We wanted to make sure that you had your day of pride. You are seniors, and we want to honor you today. Did you wonder what I carried when I came into the gymnasium today? It's called a mace, and too often we don't make reference to what it means. The tradition of a mace comes from medieval times in England, when the mace was held by a bodyguard for dignitaries at ceremonial functions. So, in other words, I protect this big guy that's sitting back here, okay? It's an ancient symbol of authority, reminding us that universities are custodians both of enduring traditions of learning and of the power they bestow upon those who come to learn. The mace symbolizes the university's governing authority and is present only when the president is in attendance. It signifies that the proceedings have official sanction, and it's only seen at this opening convocation and at the commencement in May. Before we begin our ceremony, I would like to start by recognizing Maria Einoff, who we call First Mom of the University. I could only see the evil eye she gave me for doing that because the mask hid everything else. Would you please take a minute to make sure that your phones are turned to silent? Just to verify. In a minute, you'll hear from our president, but at first, I want to introduce our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Tom Kaplan, who will present a special faculty award.
The faculty represent the most enduring and valuable element of our commitment to all students here at Indiana Tech. Outstanding teachers who are consistently engaged in helping our students build lives of significance and worth. It is my honor today to announce the Lippoxy Award for Teaching Innovation, established in 2008 by Mr. and Mrs. Larry Lee to honor and support faculty in this work. The award is given annually to a full-time faculty member who challenges students to continuously progress to higher levels of thinking, engages students in active learning activities, and connects students in innovative ways to positively impact their experiences at Indiana Tech. The academic leadership team uses these criteria to review the contributions of our faculty and select the recipient. The Lippoxy Award recipient is expected to participate in a professional activity related to innovation in teaching and student engagement and lead a forum to share his or her insights with colleagues or students as appropriate. This year's recipient seems to live on campus, arrives early, stays late, works and teaches in the evenings and throughout the summer, supports his students in so many ways, even well after they graduate, applies his deep expertise and professional experience in the program he leads here at Tech, has used his many relationships throughout Fort Wayne, Indiana, and beyond to assemble an outstanding team of faculty, both full-time and adjunct, who serve our students so very well. Takes the idea of changing lives to a completely different level. His idea of summer vacation involves traveling around the world, posing as a human trafficker, and directly saving the lives of at least 16 young women and girls. And his plans to return this past summer were put on hold by the global pandemic. I am pleased to announce this year's recipient of the Lippoxy Award for Teaching Innovation is Associate Professor of Criminal Justice, Dominic Lombardo. Dominic, please come forward. Congratulations, Professor Lombardo. It's now my honor to invite our president, Dr. Carl Einolf, to the lectern.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you on campus today as we officially open up and celebrate the start of the 2020-2021 academic year. It's great to be with our seniors here in person, and it's nice that all of you on the live stream watching remotely are with us as well. Now, we want to remain here on campus for the fall semester. So I need to say this before we start. We just absolutely need your help. Mask up. Wash your hands. Maintain physical distance and self-monitor daily. If you're experiencing any symptoms or generally not feeling well, please stay home, stay in your room, and stay away from others. Use the self-reporting form on our website, and our nurse practitioner will follow up with you promptly. Please do this. We want to make it to Thanksgiving. That's our goal here, all right? So we're going to do it. We want to remain in person because we believe we can deliver the professional education that we do in the best way by doing so. And I continue to be humbled by the dedication and commitment of this great community of hardworking faculty, staff, coaches, who are all making our fall semester possible. So you will notice as you go around our campus that we have these beautiful mission statement signs, these beautiful signs in orange. And our mission statement says what we do and why we do it. And so students, when you're walking around campus and you see these signs, I encourage you to read them. Know that we are preparing you for a long and successful career and motivating you toward a life of significance and worth. Every employee on this campus, everyone, is committed to our mission, and we are here to help you and support you. Know that your success is our success. You will hear me say this all the time. Your success is our success. And later in this ceremony, we as a community will formally pledge our commitment to you. Now, in everything we do, we want you to go for it. And so you've seen this message. You've seen it often over the last few years, but it's what we want the world to know that warriors do, who we are. We dream it, we build it, we bring it, we achieve it, we go for it. And the possibilities before us are limitless. Now, this word limitless, our theme for this academic year, it's an interesting word to me. And as you hear it, I don't know, maybe you might roll your eyes a little bit, right? You might think, oh boy, another marketing gimmick from Indiana Tech. Really? Limitless? Are my possibilities really limitless just by being here at Indiana Tech? So I just show up, and 4 years later, a perfect job, and ultimately a life of significance and worth is essentially just handed to me? I think we all know life doesn't work that way. Your possibilities will only be limitless if you're willing to put in the work. Only if you face significant obstacles, and only if you overcome challenges that seemed impossible when you first encountered them. It's ironic, I think, that realizing your limitless potential only comes by recognizing the limits in your life. Now, I want to share an example with you from my personal life, and I do so with some hesitation. I don't want to brag, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to promote myself. But I think by sharing my own struggles and challenges, perhaps I can better explain what I mean by how we can discover our limitless potential. So for the last 20 years or so, give or take, I've been spending my spring and summers training for triathlons. I know, probably surprising by looking at me. My friends, when I first started, they would joke, right? They would say, "Triathlete. Carl is trying to be an athlete." And to some extent, they were right. You know, I was never really good at eye-hand coordination sports, couldn't hit a baseball or a softball. Our softball team will remember my first pitch at their first game at Warrior Park, bounced it. You know, I can't hit a jump shot maybe outside of 10 feet, can't hit a tennis ball very accurately, and some of you, especially some of my colleagues up here on the stage, have seen me play golf. But with swimming, biking, and running, I only have to go straight and simply continue to move. And so this is going to make you laugh because I look a lot younger, but here are some pictures from a race I did 15 years ago. So my event is the Olympic distance triathlon. You do a mile swim, a 25-mile bike ride, and then finish with a 6-mile run. So we're not talking about the Ironman, but the Olympic distance takes me about 2.5 hours to complete. The first race I ever did, probably 20 plus years ago, was pretty rough. I got kicked in the throat by another swimmer about 10 minutes into the swim, and I had to tread water for a while. And ultimately, on the run, I had to walk most of it. I just didn't have the fitness I needed. But instead of giving up on it, I realized I had to change my training and work even harder. And over the years, I learned that when I put in the work and trained properly, my results improved. The limits on how fast and far I could go were lifted by sheer effort and perseverance. I never seriously thought about quitting my job, but I would often wonder if I could spend my entire day training, how fast could I go? Maybe as fast as our student speaker, Kudzi, who's going to be speaking with you in a few minutes. So triathlon became my hobby and a passion in life, but when I moved to Indiana in 2017 and started this job, I took a summer off. And that summer became a second when we finally moved out of our house in Pennsylvania during the summer of 2018. And so last summer, 2019, I thought, okay, my life has settled down a little bit. Let's get back to this and start training again. And then came May 4th, 2019, a day that changed my life. On a training ride outside of Fort Wayne, I was hit by a car. Now, I'm going to show you a picture here, and if you don't like blood, look away. You ready? So I'll just show you this slide quickly. That's me on the road and then me in the hospital. Whew, okay. And this is the side view mirror of the car that hit me in the backside. I broke my pelvis and my tailbone, tore cartilage in my hip joint. And while I know I was fortunate to be alive, the recovery ahead of me was long and painful. I certainly thought that my triathlon days were over. And so I got a whole new perspective about limitless possibilities. Suddenly, the limits placed on me seemed overwhelming. I spent much of last summer in pain. I limped around from May until August. Thankfully, I was able to get in some fitness by swimming without kicking. And in the fall, I began pedaling on a stationary bike just gently, but there was no way I could run. And the idea of doing a triathlon again seemed to be at that point next to impossible. But in this January, I set a goal to complete a triathlon in 2020. I thought it was going to be a great year. And it actually started off okay. My physical therapy progressed to weight training and pool running, and I even began some light jogging. But of course, COVID introduced new challenges and limitations. I had to give up physical therapy and swimming for 2 months. But I focused on running and cycling indoors, of course, and I started to feel better. And more importantly, I started to feel like I could do a triathlon again. And so this is what I learned. Even with the overwhelming odds against me, if I put in the work, if I face challenges head on, and I set goals, my possibilities are limitless. 10 days ago in Huntington, Indiana, I competed in my first Olympic triathlon in 4 years. And how did it go? Well, I set a PR for my 1 mile swim time. Yeah. And I had a solid bike, but to be honest, the wheels fell off the bus in the run. And my fitness isn't quite back yet. So here, I'll show you another picture that you'll laugh at. This is me running. You'll notice my son in the background laughing and enjoying my suffering. But you know what? I finished. This guy is looking for some shade and a place to lie down. But seriously, I learned that if I put in the work, I know I'll do better next time. And so there's a great parallel, I think, between my story and your experience here at Indiana Tech. You are going to be challenged. It won't be easy, and unexpected problems will definitely arise. Our faculty, our staff, our coaches are going to be there for you, teaching you, supporting you, and guiding you. And you will step up, do the work, face your challenges head on, and through your experience with us at Indiana Tech, you will realize your limitless potential. So let us in. Take advantage of all that we provide for you here. Our team at Indiana Tech is here for you, not just today, but every day. Our mission is to help you succeed, not just in your studies, but in your lives. We want to see you giving your best and pursuing your dreams. Be limitless. So thank you. And now I turn the podium back to someone whose generosity for students is absolutely limitless. She loves teaching and serves as an inspiring role model for our faculty, Professor Cheryl Hammond.
Thank you, President Einoff, for your message. I'd like to now invite Kudzi Karwira, who is a fourth-year student majoring in digital graphics. He's going to share some student remarks with you.
Thank you. Thank you, President Einoff, for your message. And thank you so much for inspiring us with your experience with triathlon. It's a tough sport. I once tried it at one time, but I realized I just had to stick to running. No swimming, no biking. It's too hard. At the end of the day, you gotta know what you're good at. Don't try to do everything simply because everyone else is doing it. At this moment, I would like to thank Dr. Einoff, Dr. Stoker, and Dr. Kaplan for making it possible for me to take part in this event. I absolutely had no idea this moment was going to come in my life, but it was just a surprise, and I was happy to take the challenge. And it's an exciting moment for me, and I hope it's an exciting moment for you too. First off, I would like to welcome the class of 2021 to their first convocation. Unfortunately, the freshmen were not able to join us, but I would like to welcome them. I had the pleasure of meeting so many of the freshmen for the past 2 weeks, and I am excited for all the energy they have brought to campus so far. It is most contagious. It is more contagious, and I encourage all freshmen to keep that energy. They should bring it to class, take it to practice, and to every interaction they have, they should just carry that energy everywhere. That energy acts as a catalyst of engagement to the entire community at Tech. I came to Indiana Tech 2017 in the fall as an international student from Africa, Zimbabwe. I started off as a commuter as I was living off campus. On arrival to the States, Everything was completely different from what I was used to back at home. I had to learn different customs quickly, and I didn't have anyone to really advise me anything about the norms and expectations in the American community. I just had to figure things out one day at a time and to learn from my own experiences. Some people thought I was nice and kind, while some people thought I was weird and different. I took everything from a positive perspective and did my best to learn from every situation. Some people were lenient with me, and some would never spare a second for me. But through it all, I grew to be the best version of myself daily. I got to learn that sometimes the kind of treatment you get from certain people reflects what could be going on in their own lives, and it has nothing to do with you. Never feel bad for getting an insult after showing some kindness, because you did just the right thing. And whatever response you get, it's nothing to do with you. Never give up on being a good person. Never give up on being a good person to those around you. Not everyone will appreciate you, but eventually you'll meet certain people who will match your energy. If you quit being a nice person, it will rob you of your opportunity when the right people come around. As you go into the real world, you will realize that your grades and accomplishments can get you job positions, but never forget the value of good qualities. Be a person of integrity even when no one is watching you. Be thoughtful, be kind, and pay attention to those around you. Have deep respect and spread love by all means. I have done my best to live a life where I do not regret anything, because every attempt that I get, I give it my best. Whether the results come out positive or negative, I'm always ready to take it all. I take things as they come, and I do not force what is not meant to be. Because in the end, God has an ultimate plan for us all. If you've ever had the opportunity to play sport in your life, realize that you got a privilege which not only helps you to pay tuition, but it creates love, passion, and strong bonds. Most of us developed strong relations because of our teammates. We met people who became part of our lives. It's all the beauty of sport, and we should never take that for granted. Not everyone gets that privilege to be an athlete. And yes, sometimes you lose. That's the nature of sport. And that should never make you give up, but it should help you to be a better sportsman. Never have room for hate in sports. Your opponent helps you to discover your capabilities. And your teammate helps you and supports you and pushes you to be a better person. I am standing here before you today because I took everything I ever came across seriously and gave it my very best. With that, I have no past regrets. Enjoy the beauty of sports and learn to be complimentary towards others. As we face an uncertain future, I do not have the answers to how each of you should go after this, college experience. But I would encourage all of you to be positive. Always look for the best in every situation. In the midst of darkness, God created light. So be creative. You never know what comes out of your efforts. Don't always wait for moments which may not even come. Take opportunities and take things as they come. Value every human being you come across, and value every opportunity you get. Never stop believing in yourself. Go out there, make history, and be great. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Kudzi. Great words. I would now like to invite Dr. Tom Kaplan back to the lectern.
Convocation is a calling together of the university community and marks the formal opening of our academic year. In this ceremony, we welcome new students to our community and recognize members of our senior class as they begin the final year of their undergraduate experience. The Convocation Pledge is an age-old tradition in which university students, faculty, and staff pledge our commitment to academic integrity and to each other here at Indiana Tech. In a few minutes, I will invite Kudzi Karwira to lead the students in their pledge. But first, to our faculty and staff, through this pledge, we are affirming our commitment to be members of the Indiana Tech community and supporting our students, helping them find their best and promising to give them our best, always. Faculty and staff, wherever you are, please respond to the following with, "We are" or "We will." Faculty and staff, are you willing to help these students learn and to mentor them on their journey?
We are.
Will you strive for academic excellence and continuous improvement in all programs?
We will.
Will you strengthen and build upon Indiana Tech's commitment to relationship-based education?
We will.
Will you strive to attract, develop, and retain dedicated and excellent teachers, staff, and administrators who are committed to making a significant difference in the lives of our students and the community? We will. Will you integrate theory and practice through course content combined with real-world experience?
We will.
Will you emphasize ethics and integrity in all that you do?
We will.
Will you emphasize professional development and lifelong learning?
We will.
And lastly, will you evaluate each decision and ensure it will have a positive impact on students?
We will.
Thank you, faculty and staff. Please be seated. Kudzi, will you kindly lead the student pledge?
Oh, thank you, Dr. Kaplan. Students who have been accepted into university studies take a convocation pledge. This ceremony marks a milestone in your academic career. By taking this pledge, you commit to uphold the mission and values of Indiana Tech. You pledge to do your best for yourselves, your peers, and your dedicated faculty. Seize this opportunity. Students, please stand and respond with "I am" as indicated to each of the statements from the core values and missions. Please stand. The Indiana Tech community believes in respect. As a member of our community, are you prepared to treat all your fellow community members fairly and equitably? The Indiana Tech community believes in commitment. As a member of our community, are you prepared to affirm your unceasing dedication to your education year at Indiana Tech and as a lifelong learner? The Indiana Tech community believes in honesty. As a member of our community, are you prepared to demonstrate truthful behavior in an open environment at all times? The Indiana Tech community believes in integrity. As a member of our community, are you prepared to adhere to moral and ethical principles in and out of the classroom consistent with our mission and core values? The Indiana Tech community believes in passion. As a member of our community, are you prepared to develop a burning desire to participate in fulfilling our purpose, mission, and vision, in which learners of all ages strive to gain a professional, career-focused education that prepares you for active participation, career advancement, and leadership in the global 21st century, and motivates you towards a life significant and worth? Thank you, students. You may now be seated.
And now I would like to invite our Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Daniel Stoker, to the lectern.
Good morning and welcome back to campus, everyone. In 2015, we started a new tradition at Convocation, giving out lapel pins to assist with presenting a professional image and presenting students as a proud member of the Warrior family. We are continuing with that tradition to help identify seniors as members of our community who are progressing towards commencement in May. The pins were at the seats as you arrived. If a senior is not present in Schaefer today, please come to Student Affairs after Convocation in the coming days. The Indiana Tech mission statement proudly describes us as a career-focused institution, preparing you for the job you want following graduation. These lapel pins are intended to help you proudly display pride in your institution and designate you as a member of the Indiana Tech family as you establish your career. When you're not wearing the lapel pin this year, you might want to display it as a reminder and challenge to yourself of the goal of commencement and that future good job. This marks the beginning of your last year in college, so it's time to finish off that bucket list of goals and things you want to experience before you graduate. We look forward to seeing you proudly wear this pin in May when we get to celebrate together at commencement. Enjoy your senior year.
Can you believe, seniors, that this is your senior year? It's amazing, isn't it? As we end today's convocation, we want you to imagine walking across that stage on the day of commencement. Your work isn't done. There's still more to do. Dig in. Remember the theme for this year. You've heard from two outstanding speakers today on how much you can accomplish based on your own hard work and your focus. Seniors, I'm asking you to stay in your seats for just a minute, but everyone else who is in the classroom, we're asking that you take this moment to go outside with your professor and to line the parade route, practicing social distance, 6 feet apart, wearing masks. And that parade route goes from the north entrance of the Schaefer Center around the fireplace and ends up in Scully Square. We're going to give you time to do that, so we're dismissing you from your classrooms now. And then after that, there are lunches at the various colleges, boxed lunches, as well as t-shirts for you to pick up. Those students who are College of Engineering and Computer Science have a tent in front of the Zollner Engineering Center, College of Business in front of the Cunningham Center, College of Arts and Sciences by the northwest entrance to the Snyder Academic Center. And it says here that seniors will report to the tent by Andorfer Commons. Coaches and staff can select wherever they want to attend. But please make sure you wear your mask, you maintain social distance. There will be plenty of shirts and food for everyone. So you are dismissed while the classrooms are dismissing, because who doesn't want to be a senior in a parade? You want that, right? Okay. Oh, come on. Yeah. We got to practice, and I believe I get to turn this over to Dr. Einoff in a minute. But no convocation ever ends in any way other than with a Go Warriors. So we're going to count to 3, and we're going to do Go Warriors. And if it's not good enough the first time, we do it again, right? Yeah, sorry. Okay, you've heard this before. So we're going to do a Go Warriors on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Warriors! Was that good enough?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, all right.